Right, now, from your course note, this is the third video from the series of video I'm uploading on this YouTube. So, from your course note on page 90, we have not covered this, but it's something quite straightforward. If even you read on your own, you can understand it, really, okay? But anyway, just to help you understand better, let's look at page 90, whereby it says, slack occurs when the maximum availability of resource is not used. Meaning when you have resource, but you don't make full use of them, you don't fully utilize them. That's what slack means. I told you guys already earlier that slack means something that's not good. Having some resources but not using them or not utilizing them fully is not a good thing. And that's what happens when we, that is what's meant by slack, right? So it says when maximum resources that are available is not used. We use some of the resources, but we don't fully use them, and this is not something good, alright? The balance that we don't use, that is what we call slack. Now, to make you understand this better, we'll take exactly the same example that we have been doing so far from your question on purses and handbags, okay? So let's look at that. Now, we have agreed that using graphical method as well as simultaneous equation method. We have agreed that we want to produce and sell 160 units of purses, and we have 180 units of handbags. And for every manufacturing of these two products, we will use the two limiting factors. Remember, the labor, the leather, as well as the cotton. Right? Now we will see that when we produce this much or this number of purses and handbags, are we fully utilizing all the resources that we have? So let's see that. So let's take a look at your equation for leather. Alright? And let's substitute the equation for leather with P and H. Right? So you know that leather equation is 1.5P plus 2H, and you have 600 meters square of your leather. Now, when you produce 160P, what will happen? So 1.5 meters square required for every P times 160 purse plus 2 times 180 H that you want to make. What you will get is, if you can press on your calculators, you will get exactly 600 meters square. 600 meters square. Right? 600 meters square. If you would excuse me, I have to take my calculator here. Right? Okay. Right? Now I want to cut story short here. Okay, what this means is that you have your resources, in this case the leather, is limited to only 600 meters square. And when you produce 160 purses and 180 handbags, you are fully utilizing all the 600 meters square. What this means is that you don't have slack at all. None at all. There is no slack because you are using all of them. Okay, easy, right? Now, let's look at, again, I want to cut the story short. When you look at labor, and you have the equation is 0.75P plus 0.5H is equal to 210. And then you substitute 160 into P and 180 into H, you will get exactly 210. Isn't that wonderful? What that means again is that you are fully utilizing all the hours that you have, which is 210. All the hours, you use all of them to produce 160 purses and 180 handbags. It means again, no slack because all hours have been used. Okay? Now, what's interesting here is that we know that cotton is not a limiting factor. Therefore, you would expect that when we produce 160 purses and 180 handbags, we will have some cotton unused, right? Some of them left because there is not enough leather and labor to produce more purses and handbags. Therefore, there will be some cotton that you will not be able to use, and that is your slack. What about looking for the right figure for that, right? So we know the cotton equation is quite easy. which is P plus H equal to 375. Right? Because for every P it requires 1 meter square of cotton, and for every H it requires likewise 1 meter square of cotton as well. So what that will give you is that 160 plus 180 is equal to 340. Right, you understand what I'm saying? So in this case, when we produce this combination of purses and handbag, we only use 340 meters square of cotton. However, our resources is that we have 375 meters square of cotton. What that means is that 375 minus 340, you will get 35 meters square. Guys, now listen carefully. This 35 meters square is the amount of cotton unused or not used, and this is your slack. The resource, the amount of resource that you do not use. But the maximum resource that you have is 375, but you only use 340, so you don't use all of them. So the part that you don't use, that is what we call slack. Easy, right? But that's not done yet, right? I have one last thing. Remember the cotton, the leather, the kulit, and the labor hours, they are all internal resources. Right? Internal resources. Okay, when it's not used, these are, let's say, internal resources. Internal resources. We have cotton, we have labor, we have leather. Okay? Before I finish this particular part of the video clip, I want to let you know that there is one more resource which is called external resource. What is our external resource? Our demand. Right? What is the demand outside? Right? What is the demand outside? Then you know that we have one equation of demand. The demand of P, right? And what is that? We say that P is equal to 250. Right? That's the maximum demand. But remember, our OPP says that we only produce 160 purses. Why don't we produce more? Because we don't have enough resources. Alright? Internal resources. However, what that also means is that when you have the maximum demand is 250, meaning there are 250 buyers, alright? But we only produce 160. Alright? What is the balance there? There is about 90 if I'm not mistaken. Alright? So what this means is that you have 250 maximum demand, but you only produce 160 purses. That means 90 purses here is also the amount of your slack. Because by right, your resources is 250. There are 250 buyers. But you only produce 160. We have 90 buyers not being able to buy our product. That means we don't fully utilize them. We don't make full use of all the buyers that exist outside there. But in short, what that means is that 90 is your slack. Alright, so that's easy, right? Slack means something, the internal resources that you have not used fully, as well as the external resources in the sense of your demand that we have not been able to fulfill all of them. The part that the number that we don't, or we are not able to fulfill is your slack for external resource. Okay, that should be good.